kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
Deep within the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where the canopy stretched high above and the air was thick with the scent of earth and vegetation, a young girl named Leo moved with the grace and confidence of someone who had spent her entire life in the jungle. Leo was not an ordinary girl. She was a jungle hero, a protector of the creatures that called the rainforest home. Her dark hair was tied back in a braid, and her eyes, sharp and observant, missed nothing as she navigated the dense undergrowth. Leo had been born into a family of explorers and conservationists. Her parents had dedicated their lives to studying and protecting the rainforest, and from a young age, Leo had been taught to respect and understand the delicate balance of the ecosystem. She knew every trail, every hidden stream, and every creature that lived within the jungle. But more than that, she had a deep connection with the animals, a bond that went beyond mere understanding. One day, as Leo was making her way through the jungle, she heard a faint, distressed cry. It was a sound that didn't belong, a sound that made her heart ache with concern. She followed the noise, her movements swift and silent, until she came upon a sight that made her blood run cold. A young elephant, no more than a calf, was trapped in a thicket of vines. The poor creature was struggling to free itself, but the more it moved, the more entangled it became. Its cries were pitiful, and its eyes were wide with fear. Leo's heart went out to the little elephant. She knew that it must have been separated from its herd, and in the jungle, a lone calf was vulnerable to predators. She approached slowly, speaking in a soft, soothing voice to calm the frightened animal. "It's okay, little one," Leo whispered. "I'm here to help you." The elephant calf looked at her with trusting eyes, as if it sensed that she meant no harm. Leo carefully began to untangle the vines, her fingers working deftly to free the calf. It was a delicate process, as she didn't want to hurt the animal or cause it more distress. But after several tense minutes, she finally managed to release the calf from its prison. The little elephant let out a happy trumpet, nuzzling Leo with its trunk in gratitude. Leo smiled, patting the calf gently. "You're welcome, little one. But we're not done yet. We need to find your family." Leo knew that the jungle was a dangerous place for a young elephant on its own. Predators like jaguars and crocodiles were always on the lookout for easy prey, and the calf would not survive long without the protection of its herd. She also knew that elephants were social creatures, and the calf would be suffering from the separation. With a determined look in her eyes, Leo set off into the jungle, the calf following closely behind. She knew that finding the herd would not be easy. The rainforest was vast, and the elephants could be anywhere. But Leo was resourceful, and she had a few tricks up her sleeve. As they moved through the jungle, Leo kept her senses sharp, listening for any signs of the herd. She knew that elephants communicated with low-frequency rumbles that could travel long distances through the ground. She also knew that they left behind unmistakable signs of their passage, such as broken branches and footprints in the soft earth. After several hours of searching, Leo finally found a trail that led to a clearing near a river. The ground was trampled, and the trees bore the marks of elephants rubbing against them. Leo's heart leapt with hope. She was getting closer. But as they approached the clearing, Leo heard a sound that made her blood run cold. It was the deep, menacing growl of a jaguar. She turned to see the predator emerging from the shadows, its eyes fixed on the calf. The jaguar was a formidable hunter, and it saw the young elephant as an easy meal. Leo's mind raced. She knew that she couldn't fight the jaguar. It was too powerful, and she was no match for it. But she also couldn't let it harm the calf. She had to think quickly. With a sudden burst of inspiration, Leo grabbed a large stick and began to beat it against a tree, creating a loud, rhythmic noise. She shouted at the top of her lungs, making herself as big and intimidating as possible. The jaguar, startled by the sudden commotion, hesitated for a moment. Then, with a snarl, it turned and disappeared into the jungle. Leo let out a breath she didn't realize she had been holding. She turned to the calf, who was trembling with fear. "It's okay," she said soothingly. "You're safe now." But the danger was far from over. As they continued their journey, Leo and the calf encountered more challenges. They had to cross a fast-flowing river, navigate through a dense swamp, and avoid a nest of venomous snakes. Each obstacle tested Leo's skills and determination, but she never gave up. She was driven by the knowledge that the calf's life depended on her. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Leo heard the unmistakable sound of elephants trumpeting in the distance. Her heart leapt with joy, and she quickened her pace, the calf following eagerly behind. They emerged into a large clearing, where a herd of elephants was gathered near a watering hole. The calf let out a joyful trumpet and ran towards the herd, its little legs carrying it as fast as they could. The elephants turned, their ears flapping in excitement as they recognized the lost calf. The matriarch of the herd stepped forward, her eyes filled with relief and gratitude as she nuzzled the calf. Leo watched from a distance, her heart swelling with happiness. She had done it. She had reunited the calf with his family. The elephants trumpeted in celebration, their voices echoing through the jungle. As Leo turned to leave, the matriarch approached her eyes filled with a deep, unspoken understanding. She reached out with her trunk, gently touching Leo's hand in a gesture of thanks. Leo smiled, her eyes filling with tears. "You're welcome," she whispered. With a final look at the herd, Leo made her way back into the jungle. She knew that her work was never done. There would always be more creatures in need of her help. But for now, she could rest easy, knowing that she had made a difference. If you like our stories, please like, subscribe, and turn on the little bell, so you won't miss exciting stories every day. You are also welcome to share it with family and friends to listen to the story together. Love you.